Hello everyone and welcome back to Bird's Place. Today's video I'm going to do my top 10 get to know me Funko style. Let's get started. I've seen some of the creators that I watch on YouTube do this challenge. So I figured, hey, they like Funko Pops, I like Funko Pops. Done. So I have my list of questions here that I pulled from the internet to answer, and hopefully you'll know a little bit more about me based on the answers that I've given on these questions. Let's get started. So my very first Funko Pop. This question has multiple answers, and I actually received some and then I bought some. So I'm going to go over the ones that I received first, and I did receive two and I did buy two at the same time. So technically they were bought first, or it's my first Pops. The first ones I received was Donatello from the Loot Crate box. This is before I started collecting Funko, religiously, before I knew not to throw away the box. And I got this in one of the Loot Crates, and I also got Raphael from one of the Loot Crate boxes, and I got both of these from Loot Crate. This was like during the early stages of Loot Crate, like whenever they first started. I think it was like a 6 month span, and then I got these, which is pretty cool. So those are the ones I actually received. The ones that I actually bought, however, are Jared Dunn and Richard Hendricks from the hit TV show HBO Silicon Valley. So I got these pops at the very same time. So technically I bought these, but these are the ones I actually bought first. And those Ninja Turtle pops are the ones I actually received from Loot Crate. It's almost on the same lines as the Big Bang Theory, but no language barrier. Like, they cuss and all that stuff on here, which is pretty cool. Not that they cuss, but the show is pretty cool. They're just geeks in Silicon Valley trying to make it. And I think these are very freaking awesome. I do have the whole set behind me. If you want me to review those, just let me know in the comments. How many Funko Pops do I own? I own 51 Funko Pops, give or take 2 or 3. That is due to change here in the coming future because there are new Pops coming out that I want to get my hands on, and I'm just eager to get those in my hands and in my collection. Stay tuned for Wednesday's video because I'm going over my pre-order list from GameStop. Not the stuff that I'm going to be pre-ordering, but stuff you can pre-order from GameStop. My favorite fandom to collect would probably be movies and TV shows that I grew up on. It's just something that I can have in front of me, I can showcase, and there's no better feeling than watching some or seeing something that you've watched 100 times, and it's just gives you that good warm feeling. Nostalgia. Favorite Funko Pop that I own? That's a tough one. It's going to be a mix between Mr. Monopoly, the Tony Stark SDCC 2017 exclusive, where he's holding the helmet. Let's see, 11 from Stranger Things, the box lunch exclusive one. I'd probably have to say the Kurt Cobain pop from Hot Topic because just if you know who Kurt Cobain is and you know his music and you know what has happened, you know he's no longer with us, and just his music in general, and I would never thought in a million years that they would make a pop of Kurt Cobain based on why he did and everything. So I would have to say the Kurt Cobain pop. I like his music. It's just freaking awesome. Check out this clip I made for Instagram. Worst Funko made. I really don't think there are any bad Funko Pops that were made. If you want to go even, if I want to go even further, I would say the least that I like would be the 8-bit Pops. Something about the 8-bit Pops just don't really look that good. And here's the Ryu Pop I got from the Black Friday mystery box. And I mean, it's pretty cool, but it's something I won't go out of my way to get unless there's something of a series that I like Stranger Things. There's a series that I like of Stranger Things, and I may pick those up. But on a 1 to 10 scale, I would kind of give this like a 4 or 5. It's kind of half, but not really digging the 8-bit. The most valuable pop that I own would have to be the Hulk from the Thor Ragnarok series. I got this, I think, at Toys R Us, and there it is. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty heavy. It's kind of like a smaller version of the 10-inch pop from Target, which is pretty cool as well. So there he is, the Hulk. It's pretty heavy. Weighs about a pound, maybe. Well, I don't know about a pound, but he's pretty heavy. What 3 lines do I want Funko to make? For one, I would like for them to make The Lost Boys. Lost Boys was an older movie back in the 80s. I mean, I know it wasn't in the 90s, but it was a movie back in the 80s. Was about vampires and teenage vampires, I guess. So I think it would be a pretty good idea if they were to make common pops of the regular characters as themselves, and then maybe store exclusives of the vampire of themselves. I'm not really sure.
So, now you know what we are. Now you know what you are. You'll never grow old, Michael. And you'll never die. But you must feed.
I know a good chase pop would be, or a good common and chase pop would be, the common would be Max. He was the music store owner. The good chase pop would be him turning into the vampire, or the vampire version of him in chase form, because he was like the ringleader, the head honcho vampire guy, and I thought that would be a pretty good chase pop. For my second one, I'd like for them to make Family Matters. Family Matters was another one of those shows back in the 90s that I grew up on. I loved watching it. Steve Urkel, of all revolves around Steve Urkel and his love for Laura Winslow, and the whole Winslow family is pretty awesome. I would buy those pops. So I would probably see them making all of them common except for Steve Urkel, because he's the most sought after character on the show, or the most loved character on the show, I guess. In my opinion, he was. They could have him as the common pop. They can have his chase pop be the Arkell pop, and they could also have another, like a store exclusive of his little car, the Isetta. And the last line I would like Funko to make, well, not the last one, but I have a lot more that I want to talk about, but just for the question and answer video, would be Goosebumps. I love Goosebumps. I grew up reading Goosebumps, watching Goosebumps, and then the Goosebumps movie came out a couple years ago, and I thought it was alright. It wasn't nothing too amazing, but I love the books. I love the TV show, and they also had a comic coming out, but I wasn't able to pick that up at my local comic book shop, so I'll have to check up on that more later. The Haunted Mask, they could have a chase version of her with her haunted mask on, or with her with the little stick and the porcelain head of herself, and the common pop of her. Let's see, Slappy, they could do Slappy as a common pop, or maybe him like angry or something as a chase pop or a store exclusive, which would be freaking awesome. That would be really badass. So what are the best and worst stores to shop for Funko Pops? I'd probably have to say the best store to shop at in my area is Hot Topic, because they get a lot of the exclusives in. Uh, it seems like they have more stuff. They get more stuff in than any of the other stores. And the worst place to get Pops would be everywhere else in my area. Everywhere else, because Walmart, they usually have the same stuff in stock all the time. One or two maybe may come in, but more or less everything's the same. Walgreens, don't get me started on Walgreens. When I first started collecting, I got up on game where all the pop are sold, so I went to Walgreens, and they have the same stuff. Star Wars, I'm not really of a big Star Wars fan. Maybe the trilogy I'll collect, like Chewbacca, Yoda, all those, the original from the trilogy. I went there to look, and there was nothing. Just everything is still the same. And I went there a couple of weeks ago, right after Christmas, and same stuff there. So every store in my area is terrible, except for Hot Topic and maybe Toys R Us. Toys R Us kind of has a big variety because there's a toy store. They should have all that stuff. Best and worst sub boxes. Although I have not received any sub boxes from any of the Pop branding stuff, I think the Collector Core would be the best, because a couple months ago, they had the Bruce Banner and Hulk 2-pack, or it's 2-in-1 pack. The Hulk was a 6-inch, the original 6-inch figure from like the TV show like a long time ago, and then had the little Bruce Banner figure, which is pretty cool. I would have liked to have that, but I didn't know about it, and I don't think I can go back and get that, so I'm not really sure if I can get it or not. So a top girl that I would like to have would be any of the characters from The Big Bang Theory. I love all them characters equally. Sheldon, maybe just a little bit more. I think I connect with Raj a little bit. Just his character, his demeanor, everything. He wants everything to be peaceful, but he can pick up chicks. Just any from The Big Bang Theory or The Christmas Story. The Christmas Story, I watch it every year, try to. It comes on at 8 o'clock at night, and then it stays on 24 hours until 8 o'clock the next night, which I love. That would become a tradition to watch every single episode, even if you're like wrapping presents or whatever. You sit there, you watch the Toy Story. Why do I keep calling it Toy Story? You keep watching The Christmas Story, and it's just tradition. Any of the sets, The Big Bang Theory or The Christmas Story, would be one of my top grails that I would like to have. And I think they're very, very expensive, and I think vaulted. That's my time for now. Go ahead and do me a favor and click the like button if you found this of interest. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and tap on notifications. On behalf of Birds Placed, I'll see you in the next video.